All right, this is my final circuit board that I needed to put together for my original series Enterprise, the 1350 kit from Polar Lights. One of my bugaboos about finished Starship kits has always been that the windows are too bright. If you use these 12 volt LED strips, there's a roll of it here, but individual strips here. Quite often the windows end up being way too bright. And especially in the Enterprise where you've got the neck, which is a very narrow space, and you've got some tape in there, and then in the saucer and the secondary hull, it's hard to balance them just when getting straight 12 volts. So what this does is there's a A-Star 328PB logic board. There's the TLC 59711 12 channel LED PAWM that you can send serial commands to, and then a bunch of transistors, MOSFETs, some capacitors, etc. Giving me 12 channels, so I can control 12 different LED strips in their brightness. So let's power it up. So that overwhelms the exposure there, but you get the idea. So the neat thing I can do is I can adjust the brightness. So if you look at right in the front here, there's a LED counter. And if I push and hold this once, it'll activate. You can see the flashing light. And then if I select a channel, you can see it flashes that channel. And then if I push it again, I can change the brightness. So that's all the way off. And again, it's hard to see with the exposure, but I can adjust it. Right up 256 steps. So you can micro control the brightness using PWM, pulse width modulation. And once I stop turning the wheel and leave it for 3 seconds, I think it's 5 actually, you can see the lights stop flashing and it saves that. So if I were to change this brightness so it's noticeable, again, I'm going to select channel 1, selected. I'm going to turn the brightness way down so it's almost 0. That's 0, that's the lowest I can get. And again, if I leave that for 5 seconds, it saves it to memory to flash on the chip. And then if I turn it off and turn it back on, it starts up with the same brightness, so it'll save it. So this gives me, there's 6 MOSFETs and transistor pairs on the top, and then underneath I have another 6. So 12 channels in total, all outputted through these European style terminal blocks. The craziest board I've ever done. It's insane. But when it's finally in place, if I have 12 different strips in the ship, I can make sure everything's all balanced and not overwhelm any part of the ship.